So it's a gentle yoga meditation today, and our focus is going to be, we'll do a little bit for shoulders, but on some, with some, do some for the feet as well, using our tennis ball in a couple of different ways. So, all right, so we're gonna lay back. Yeah, blocks, a strap, a tennis ball is what you'll need today. No, that's all right. I didn't really say until right now, so you were good. All right, so find a comfortable position on your back. I know you all have been practicing yoga for a few years, actually quite a few years for some of you. And I know that you know, but sometimes maybe need to be reminded that a yoga practice is an opportunity to be in a community with yourself. When we take time to tune out the world, we hear ourselves more. These next 45 minutes, you are happily free from the interruptions of email, texts. So you have this opportunity to be right here on your mat with yourself, with your thoughts. So listen to what comes up. You find yourself ruminating on the same thought, return to the breath, but just let your mind go here. Let it be free. And know that freedom means that you can also return to focusing on one thing, but this is your time. We'll pause here for about 1 more minute. And now if you are on a bolster, if you'll slowly make your way off of that bolster and hug your knees into your chest. Let's bring the knees in together and out together at the same time. So you're making circles in opposite directions. The next time the knees come together, switch directions. All right, keep the right leg hugged in. Set the sole of the left foot to the mat and grab behind the leg. You're just going to straighten and bend the knee, nice and easy. So you're straightening the leg, bending the knee. Now the next time the leg is straight or sort of straight, don't worry about straightening it all out. Let's roll through the ankle and switch directions. Point and flex the foot. All right, and then draw the knee into the chest, grabbing gently onto that shin. Actually, you can really hug the knee in if you'd like. So really drawing the knee in. You could extend your left leg long. And we'll do a little bit for the hip here. So the right hand will stay to the shin. The left arm goes out to the side. Guide your right knee out to the right side. Gently guide the right knee across the body for a twist. Switching the arms, so the right arm now is extended out, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Perfect. Bring the right knee back to center. Sole of the right foot to the mat. Draw the left leg in, grabbing behind the thigh. And you're straightening and bending the knee at your pace. The next time the leg is straight, roll through the ankle. Switch directions. And then point and flex the foot. All right, now let's send the right leg straight. Hug your left knee in as tight as you can. Give it a good squeeze in. We'll guide the left knee out to the left side. Guide the left knee across the body for a twist. Good, then bring the knee back into center. Set the soles of the feet to the mat, about mat width apart. Arms go out to the side, and then just do a gentle windshield wiper of the legs. Again, this is your pace. All right, and then we are making our way to seated. You can rock and roll up or roll to your side. Once you arrive in a seated position, we are going to do a little bit for our shoulders here. So if you'd like to sit up on something, feel free to do that. All right, so grabbing your strap, I'm actually going to turn myself so my back is to you so that we work on the same side and I don't mess things up. So, all right, so you're going to bring the strap, and you can just do like a couple layers of that strap if that works, or however it works best for you. So you're going to sling it over your right shoulder, and then your right hand is going to be back, your left hand is to the front. And you are anchoring that right shoulder down, and you'll drop your left ear to your left shoulder. All right, so as you hold right here with that left ear to the left shoulder, feel free to do a little fishing. So maybe you drop your chin in, maybe you angle your chin up. So finding what feels real good here. Good, and then bring your head up. We're going to switch to the other side. Let's do this same thing on this other side. So you are anchoring down the left shoulder with your left hand behind your right hand in front on that strap. And you'll drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Again, feel free to do a little movement here, just finding, exploring, and feeling what might work really well for you to get your best stretch. Perfect. All right, let's release the strap. All right, I'm going to turn and face y'all. I'm going to do just a little bit for the neck here. All right, so this shirt is actually not the best. You can kind of, I think with t-shirts, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. But if you can kind of get in on your skin a little bit here, even if it's just a little bit, from the center with hands on top of each other, you're going to try and draw your skin down and your chin up. So you're bringing your gaze up, and then work a little bit with the jaw. So if you were to jet the chin forward, do you feel more of a stretch there? And then we're going to try and do a little bit here again. It's a little tougher when you can't connect right in with the skin, but if you can find a little bit there I'm going to work the same side as you. So left side. So go to your left side, kind of bring your fingers over to that left side. And now we're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder again. And then maybe if you do a little bit with the chin here, angling it a little bit more toward the shoulder, you can feel a little bit of something interesting, potentially. So this is just a little bit of a change to kind of anchor things down to see what you feel. All right, let's go to the other side. So again, if you can kind of find a little bit of contact with the skin, it will help. Drawing down first and then tilting the ear toward the shoulder, opposite direction. And then again, feel free just to even a little teeny movement might really change something for you. Something good. All right, and then bring the head up. All right, so shake out whatever you might need to shake out there, and let's move to all fours. So come to your hands and knees. Together, we are moving through cat and cow. Let's start off with hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We'll start off with our regular cow pose, tailbone up, chin up. Inhaling here. As you exhale, find your cat round. One more time, inhaling, finding cow pose, and exhaling to cat. Now, pause right here in your cat round and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, find cow. Again, we are finding a cat pose with our inhale and a cow pose with our exhale. You have 2 more rounds to move in any way that you'd like to move, to breathe in any way that feels right. Feel free to incorporate anything other movement here too that might feel good. When you're ready, we'll meet in extended child pose. Bottom goes back to the heels, arms stretched out in front. Finding movement, finding stillness, varying this pose in any way. Knees wide, palms up. We'll pause here for a couple of breaths. Good. Now let's come back to all fours. If your knees were out wide, bring them back underneath the hips. Curl your toes under, and let's send the hips back again here. So we're stretching through the toes, maybe the arch of the foot. You might feel it predominantly through the toes. Just notice what you feel through the feet here. All right, and then let's return to all fours. From all fours this time, curl the toes under, walk your hands and your feet together. Find a standing forward bend. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Find any variation of this standing forward bend that feels the best for your body today. Feel free to vary the arms. Feel free to widen your stance, to bend your knees, to use your block. All right, we are making our way to a standing position. Choose how you get there. Maybe it's a roll up, maybe it's reverse swan dive. Once you arrive in your standing position, move to the front end of the mat. You may want to frame the front of your mat with your blocks. We will do a little more hip opening, actually have some shoulders too. All right, so from the front end of the mat, let's inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale, flow over to that right side. On your inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, flow over to your left side. Keep your weight evenly distributed. On your inhale, come back to center. We'll exhale over to that right side again. This time, feel free to grab that left wrist. Feel free to drop the shoulder in or really rotate the shoulder back, or just stay center. Find that nice long side body stretch. And then we'll switch to the other side. So come back up to center and we'll go right for that other side. Again, deciding what this looks like for you. And really notice how it feels in your body. We come back up to center. Let's let our arms go back down to the side. And then one more time, we're inhaling the arms up. This time as we exhale, we back bend and open up through the front body. Lengthen your body all the way up, dive fully forward as you exhale. Inhale to a half lift. Feel free to vary the arms. Dive yourself forwards. Keep your right foot where it is and step your left foot back for a lunge. Good. Now we are going to find a low lunge here. So find 90-degree shapes. And as you are ready, come all the way up. Let's clasp our fingers together. Bring the palms to the back of the head. Push your head into your hands and draw your elbows back. Now with all of this going on, just notice what's happening through the front ribs here. If you're flaring out through the ribs, try to tuck in, find abdominal engagement, and really find the opening through the shoulders. I'll pause here one more full breath. Good. Now let your hands land around that right foot, and actually your left foot will or left hand will stay where it is. If you want to bring that left knee up off the mat, feel free to do that. Your right arm is going to go up into the air for a twist. Perfect. Bring that right hand back down. We will do a quarter pivot. You'll face the long edge of the mat. Your right knee is bent. Your left leg is long. That block may be helpful to support a little bit more distance from the floor if you're feeling tight through that left inner thigh. All right, now feel free to stay, feel free to move. You can move from side to side here if you'd like. The next time around when we go to the other side, we're actually gonna stay center in a wide leg standing forward bend after we hold a side lunge. So this is your opportunity to move in a way that feels real good for your inner thighs. And to notice if there is one side that feels a little tighter, and likely there is since we didn't hold the one side, but know that we will on the other when we go on the other side. So just explore and move. The next time the right knee is bent, pause right there and do your quarter pivot. You'll face the front edge of your mat. You'll drop the back knee to the mat and bring the right knee back to join it to find a modified plank pose, and we'll lower all the way down to our stomachs. Slide your forearms out, elbows underneath the shoulders, palms to the mat. Draw your forearms back, your chest forward. Feel that nice stretch through the front body. Little back bend here. And then let's also focus on the back of the neck. So we're going to drop the chin to the chest and just pause for one breath only. Good, and then slowly bring the head back up. One more time, really try to draw the forearms back, chest forward. Good, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Slide your hands back underneath the shoulders, point the elbows back. Slide the hands back just a little bit, push back up to your modified plank pose, pushing back here to either a child's pose or down dog, your choice. And if you did find down dog, feel free to move a little bit here. All right, we are going to make our way to the front end of the mat. You choose how you get there. Once you arrive at the front end of the mat, you'll be in a standing forward bend. The left foot will stay where it is. Your right foot is going to step back for a lunge. We'll drop the back knee to the mat. You'll find these 90 degree shapes. And then when you're ready, rising up here. All right, now we're going to do some circles with the arms. So it might be that bending those elbows allows for a little bit more opening through the front of the shoulders as you roll around, or a little bit more mobility options than if the arms were a little straighter. All right, and then roll the arms forward. Perfect. Good. All right, and then let your hands frame your front foot. Your right hand will stay to the mat. You might want to lift that right knee up or not, but the left arm is going to go up for a twist. Bring your left hand back to the floor, and then do your quarter pivot to face the long edge of your mat. Your left knee is going to remain bent, and we pause here and hold. All right, and then slowly make your way center to find a wide leg standing forward bend. So you will angle your feet a little bit so that they either parallel the sides of your mat, or you can angle your toes in a little bit more, kind of pigeon toe the feet. All right, so standing forward bend, lots of options here as well. Walking the hands forward for a wide leg down dog, turning your hands around, walking them through the legs. You could reach out for your big toes with peace fingers, wrap them up with a thumb, let the elbows hang loose. Maybe do a little rock between the balls and the heels of the feet and just notice the difference. If the weight is a little bit more forward versus back, maybe you find something here that really needs your attention and you can pause and hold. All right, we hold here one more full breath. Let's begin to walk ourselves all the way to the front of our mats. Here's a change from the last time. We are going to step the right foot in to join the left. You'll be in your standing forward bend, and we'll roll ourselves up one vertebra at a time. All right, a little bit of balance that we will practice here, and then we do some ball stuff. All right, so all of your weight to your right foot underneath that right hip bone. And we'll find a tree pose. So maybe that tree pose just means that the toes, the heel connects with the right inner thigh. Oh my goodness. Or maybe it means that you begin to slide the sole of that left foot up the right inner thigh. Maybe you use a little bit of assist to get where you need to go. Regardless of what you choose, the intent is to focus on balance. So it might be, doesn't have to be big. Now you could vary the arms here. You could send the arms up into the air. You could do a little bit of a side bend like we practiced earlier toward that bent leg. I know this is gentle yoga, but you could close your eyes for a couple of beats. Good. And then let's release, shake out, and prepare for that other side. All of your weight to your left foot when you're ready. Left foot underneath that left hip bone. And then you decide here the placement of the foot. And just know it does not have to be all the way up the leg. Find a spot that you can focus on. And just notice where your mind goes with this. You've got those ruminating thoughts. Can you quiet things down? Choose your arms. If you did a little bit of variation, like a side bend or whatever it was, do that again here. Perfect, and then let's release that. Let's shake it out. All right, so we are going to start off with that tennis ball and we'll work underneath the foot. Doesn't matter which side you start with. If you want to use the wall for a little bit of assist, because this is not about balance. This is about working through one foot. Just rolling here. Good grief. This is what you do if you have plantar fasciitis. That's what the Man, I got a lot of stuff though. It is crazy when you roll on your foot. Eeks. Decrepitus. I have a lot of that. Good. All right, let's switch to that other side. Ooh, got a spot there. All right. Let's do a little more to baby our feet. If you feel like that was enough, if you feel like you need more on one side, Or if we didn't do enough on one side, feel free to do that. But when you are ready, meet me on your bottom on the floor. Don't rush, no rush to get there if you need more. We are still going to do a little bit more for our feetsies. But this time what we'll do is we'll extend the left leg long. And then if you're feeling up to it, you'll interlace your fingers between your toes. Goodness sakes, I haven't done this for a really long time. Ugh. Try to breathe. That's where lots of tension. All right, and then if it feels all right to do this, you could do a little bit of ankle rolling again, point and flexing the feet. You can even use your hands to do a little assist, stretching through the toes, forward and back. Good, and then release that. Let's do that same thing on the other side. Interlacing fingers. And then any movement that feels good or that you want to just hold here too. Good, and then let's release that. Send both legs long, shake out whatever you might need to shake out here. We're going to make our way onto our backs. You'll still need that tennis ball. This time you are going to use that tennis ball along the right backside of the body, anywhere that you'd like to focus. So we'll spend about a minute and a half, maybe a little bit more, probably a little bit more on each side. So you have plenty of time to move that ball to other spaces along that right side that you think might need some attention. Feel free to close your eyes here and just feel. All right, you have about 20 more seconds here. All right, we are going to make our way to that other side. So removing the ball from the right side, and you'll focus on spots along the left backside of the body. We'll be here about 30 more seconds. All right, removing the ball from underneath you. Hugging your knees back into your chest here. Before we move into our pose for final relaxation, we are going to take a few breaths in reclined bound angle pose. You have a couple of blocks available to you, so if you find that you need a little support, you could place the blocks to the sides of the legs to support you, or you could put one block at the end, put the sides of the feet to the block to elevate the feet. So the knees are out to the side, soles of the feet together. Let's place one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Let the breath travel deep into the belly. Try to keep your hand that's to the heart quiet. Keeping your hands where they are, the legs are going to change. Now, if you'll place the soles of the feet about mat width apart, drop your knees in toward each other. We'll pause here. You could keep your hands where they are, or you could take your hand that's to the heart and place it on your forehead. Feel that sense of grounding. Feeling the breath move, continuing to move deep into the belly. And now you will find your final pose. So it might mean that you use props in a way that supports a pose that suits you. So take some time here to set that up, whatever that might be. And now for just a couple of rounds, we are going to practice a box breath together. So we will inhale together for 4 counts, we will pause together for 4 counts, exhale 4 counts, and pause for 4 counts. We'll do 2 rounds together, and then you can choose from there whether you continue or do something different. So together, let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. We have a few more minutes here in silence. This is space for yourself, your time with you. Having space to yourself is a necessary kind of self-care. Take a couple more breaths here, letting those breaths be full and relaxing. Bring some easy movement back to your body. Feel free to stay on your back, or you can roll to your favorite side and rest for a couple of breaths. In this time, just acknowledging yourself, taking that self-care time for you, giving yourself space on the mat. When you're ready, we'll meet in a seated position. Take your time to get there, or direct flight up, whatever you choose. Let's take one more big deep breath in together. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhaling your hands to your heart